There they are, waiting to be called out. The athletes in the first of our track finals at these World Championships. The final of the women's 3,000 metres at these World Indoor Championships in Birmingham. The conclusion to this first night of competition. Some big names. Dibaba going for glory once more. Can she make it 3 in a row? Look out for Helena Beery. And also Laura Muir will have the home fans firmly behind her.
Drawn 1, Olympic finalist, national record holder.
Here they come,
Canada,
emerging amongst the pyrotechnics. Genevieve Lalonde of Canada, the Canadian record holder, 26-year-old. Yeah, big roar for Eilish McColgan, a famous family in British athletics, coached by her mum Liz.
Drawn 3, based in Britain, the Jordanian
former medalist at a World Indoor Championships. Tamara Armouche of Jordan, based in the United Kingdom.
Drawn 4, she set 2 national records in Birmingham.
Here is an athlete who poses a real threat, representing the Netherlands, Sivan Hassan, World Championship bronze medalist.
National record holder at 8:41 this year for South Africa.
South Africa represented by Dominique Scott, real star at collegiate level in the United States.
Drawn 6, a Rio Olympic finalist, 3 national titles last year for the USA, Shelby Houlihan.
And she's quick. She's the US national champion. She's Shelby Houlihan.
At 7, the national record holder indoors.
Big night this for Constanze Klosterhalfen, the German record holder this year. Has been really impressive.
And let's hear it. Drawn 8, twice the champion, going for the hat-trick.
But looking to get 3 consecutive world titles indoors under her belt. It's Genzebi Dibaba of Ethiopia.
Drawn at 9, the US silver medalist making her World Championship debut, Katie Mackey.
Katie Mackey, the second American athlete.
At 10,
30-year-old.
Silver medalist for Ethiopia.
A broad smile for the crowd as out comes the Ethiopian Fantu Worku. Still a teenager.
Drawn 11, the former European 5,000 metre champion.
Sweden represented by Murat Bata. Former European champion over 5,000 metres.
As we welcome the double
There'll be a big roar now.
For Great Britain, Laura Muir.
Laura Muir, the double European champion.
Drawn 13, the national indoor champion at 1,500 metres and 3,000 metres for Romania.
Romanian Claudia Bobesea.
And finally, drawn 14, the London 2017.
And 2017 was golden for her in the 5,000 metres at the World Championships. Helena Beery of Kenya. What are they thinking then, as they've had a bit of a wait? The high jumpers went on. Now, a big final.
Yes, I'm sure they're going to be very nervous. It's not nice to always have to do that wait, but I'm sure that they're very experienced and they'll get right into it, and let's see who goes straight to the front.
The first track final of these World Championships, the women's 3,000 metres in Birmingham. Away they go, a staggered start. You get an idea just of how at each end of the track as well, it wraps up when you're on the outside there. You're climbing up high, and they come down off the break in that back straight. And Laura Muir has gone right to the front. 2 years ago in Portland, this was a final that started with a very, very slow pace. So Dibaba content to go with that until she decided that she would take control. Certainly the home fans will be encouraged to see the presence of Laura Muir going straight to the front in these early stages of the race.
Yeah, it's always a good sign to see an athlete going straight to the front. I think Christian and I had a conversation, and Christian, you were asking why, if you're not in good shape, do you not just go and front run? If you know you're in shape, go do that front run and take it all the way home. And we were having that discussion. What did we come up with?
I still don't have a real answer to you, but what I'm feeling is if you know you are the strongest and you know you have the best time coming into this, why not use that from the start? Put some pressure on everybody else, keep the tempo up, and you know you have the biggest chance of winning.
They say as well, when you're running indoors at distance, you know, these can be wild races. It can get very tight and compact in there. Some runners would prefer actually that little bit of space. Klosterhalfen, the German, who we'll talk a little bit more about, tends to like to actually get some separation, likes to run her own race and stay away. Others will be content to sit in that pack. The tactics, so important.
Well, as we say that, DeBarber's right at the back. You know, I mean, in a 3,000, and I'm no expert, but you know, I love athletics. So when I watch something like this, I think to myself, if you're running a 3,000 indoors, it's 15 laps. There's banks, and there's arduous. There's 14 athletes in this race. You just don't want to get into any trouble. You don't want to get into, you know, getting spiked, kicked, tripped over. And I think that if you are someone who is DeBarber, she's head and shoulders on time above everyone. Stay at the back. She's got an amazing kick, so she can afford to do something like that and stay out of all the trouble.
DeBarber is doing just that. In fact, what we are seeing in many ways is a repeat of the final in Portland in 2016. She stayed at the back, but then she was absolutely clinical in the way that she decided, right, I'm now going to take the control of this race, and she moved from back to front very quickly on that occasion. That was Portland 2 years ago. This is Birmingham. It's a whole new race. It's a whole different race, but it's still Laura Muir who leads through 800 metres. Remember, this is 15 laps of this 200-metre track here in Birmingham. And it's Laura Muir, and she's got Eilish McColgan as well for company, just sitting in 4th place at the moment. And Klosterhalfen, the German, has had a really impressive year. A slight figure on the left of the picture there. Broke the German record in fantastic style. I watched her destroy the field in doing that. And she's still young, and she's certainly one to watch in the future. And she's just stepped it out now in front of Laura Muir in the early stages of this race. But they're all staying pretty compact. Everyone keeping an eye, and DeBarber just making a little move through the field from the back in the green vest there.
With this tempo, we're not going to see any national records or world record here. Already in the 800 mark, they were 22 seconds behind DeBarber's world record that she set in Stockholm 2014.
Well, it's Klosterhalfen who has the lead. Laura Muir in second, but look, there she is. DeBarber has moved up the field and is now sitting on the shoulder of Klosterhalfen. A lot of attention on Laura Muir. This is one of her big events this year. She's studying veterinary practice in Glasgow University. She had a bit of a difficult journey down yesterday from Glasgow, where she was working at the vets as part of her studies yesterday. It took her 8 hours to get to Birmingham, so perhaps not the preparation she would have liked.
You know, no, I don't think that maybe is going to be the preparation that any athlete would like. However, when you're in a situation like that, you then do take your mind off of the normative opening, you know, and being the home favourite on the opening night of the World Indoor Championships. And I think that, you know, I personally am a fan of mixing it up. You know, she's working with animals. She's, like you say, doing veterinary studies. She's with the animals yesterday. Now she comes here and she's going to, you know, go to contend for a World Championship medal.
Klosterhalfen continues to lead then, the German who has been prolific in the World Indoor Tour this year. She was second in Karlsruhe, running 1,500 metres, second in Madrid as well, and then took the German indoor title, and looks very comfortable sitting at the front. And I mentioned earlier, she's quite happy to run a race and just get that bit of separation from the field, and she's just trying to stretch them out. But no doubt, of course, she's under the watchful eyes there of Genzebe DeBarber, the 2016 and 2014 champion, who, well, has just got such a streak of records and achievements, but of course didn't medal last year at the World Championships in London. So there is something for her to prove as she comes back to the United Kingdom in 2018.
I mean, but she's an amazing indoor runner as well. I mean, I think she's got the world record on all of the kind of longer distances that you run indoors. So I think she's very comfortable on this kind of scene. You know, she looks, you know, extremely comfortable. And as you see, Klosterhalfen just kicked that pace up a little bit because you know that she's got an amazing kick. So you really want to run a good race. She's in Klosterhalfen's in great form, like we said. She's got that 3,000-meter German record, that 32-year-old record. So why not go to the front and give it a good race? You know, she's not gonna. No one's gonna win anything and beat Dibaba if they're going at this slow pace.
No, looking down the field, Dibaba now has just made her move, and she's followed by Obiri, and Klosterhalfen just battling away a bit. They go through 2,000 metres, having done the first 1,000 in 3:14. You can see there on the screen that was much quicker, 2:52.95 as Klosterhalfen took them through 2,000 metres. But it is now the defending champion and Genzebi Dibaba who is stretching them out, and this field has stretched as well considerably. Remember how bunched and slow the pace was early on? Well, they've stepped on it now, and Dibaba and Obiri are testing this field and asking questions, and Klosterhalfen and Muir at the moment are the two looking like they want to respond to that.
We haven't really spoken much about Obiri, actually, and a few weeks ago I think she ran a 1,500 and said she's doing it for the speed for this, so, you know, maybe she had an eye on trying to keep with Dibaba on that last kick, that she knows she has that kick of speed. You know, she's an amazing 5,000-meter runner also, and as you see now, these two are both kind of moving away from the field.
Yeah, but now Hassan, who we haven't talked about too much in this race either, but a double bronze medalist in the World Championships representing the Netherlands, somebody who's definitely worth keeping an eye on, sitting in third place at the moment as Dibaba takes them through with 3 laps to go now, and he's really putting the foot down on that back straight here in Birmingham. Dibaba now asking big questions of Obiri and Hassan, who's moving up the field. Laura Muir trying to stay in touch. Klosterhalfen is finding this pace perhaps a little bit too much at the moment. The defending champion, though, is putting herself right in the position she wants to be with 2 laps to go in the women's 3,000 metres final. It's Dibaba from Hassan.
And you know what, Muir is running a really good race. What I like about her, she's gutsy, you know, she doesn't mind really digging deep and going for it. And right now she's in third place in bronze medal position, and she's actually coming up on Hassan's shoulder. And so let's see if she can keep this pace going all the way through these last 2 laps.
Dibaba has won 3 times already indoors in 2018. She's determined to make this a 4th. She's determined to make this a hat-trick of World Championship titles as she hits the bell in the final of the women's 3,000 metres. Hassan's making a move. Muir is as well. Can they rein her in? Can they catch the reigning champion? Dibaba is trying to stretch on that back straight. Muir is in a medal position as well, grimacing, fighting hard as Hassan is trying to close the gap on Dibaba, and she is doing so. This is going to be a thrilling finish. Hassan putting the pressure on Dibaba. She's going for a hat-trick at titles. She's found an extra kick. Muir is coming for silver potentially. Dibaba takes gold. Hassan second, Muir bronze, but Dibaba has done it again. What a performance from the Ethiopian. He missed out on the big moment last year, perhaps, but once again, at a World Indoor Championship, she's proved unbeatable, and she takes home the gold.
Honestly, other than watching Mo winning his gold medals, I've never been so excited for a distance race. I mean, I was really into this. The way that Laura came through, I really thought on the line she was going to get that. That was a really exciting race. That last lap was extremely exciting. I'd like to know what they went through in that last 200.
Yeah, the split times will come through as some of the finishers still make their way across the line. But it was echoes of 2016 as we see the 2 Ethiopians there joining in the celebrations. Dibaba, though, just proving imperious once more. You mentioned she holds all the records. She holds 5 world indoor records. This wasn't a night where we were looking particularly at times. It often isn't, as Muir celebrates a big moment for her and a bronze medal. But it was a night, once again, to prove that you're the best in a certain situation on a certain night, and on the given night, Dibaba again too good for the rest. 8:45.05 was her time. What really matters is the word gold.
Yeah, you know, she's so experienced in this, and you know, I think, to be honest, unless there's something drastically went wrong, she was always going to win that medal. As you see, Hassan is on the track. You know, she really gave that everything she had, and she nearly kind of looked like she was running out of steam on that last 50 metres. But, you know, really good race. I've never actually thought that 3,000 would go so quickly. You know, 15 laps to me as a jumper seems like it's forever, but actually commentating on it, it went super fast. It was really exciting.
And when it's indoors and actually a lap goes by so fast, it can go by 28 to 32, 33 seconds, depending on what kind of pace they're hitting. There's Laura Muir, and it's a great moment for her because this was a big, big event for her this year. She targeted World Indoors, and well, she will feel like that was the right move as she takes the bronze. But it is about De Barber. Here's the last lap again.
Yeah, and as you see, you know, at this point, De Barber's gone. You know, she's got that really good kick that she's got, but I actually thought that Hassan was going to really start. She looked like she was coming back at her, and she was going to take that. But as you see, De Barber's grimacing. She really put in a good last lap. And here, you even see Laura Muir coming off on Hassan's shoulder. I thought around this top bend that, as you see, Hassan's flailing a little bit, arms all over the place. Muir looked like she was going to come through, really digging deep. Like I said, that grit that she has. But, you know, on the line, Hassan held off, and that's why you saw her exhausted, sitting down after the race.
Yeah, I think great credit for Hassan, who just found that extra with about 10 to 15 metres to go. But also, you actually just watch Hassan here, she moves out a little bit, and Muir is just forced a little bit wider here. Right outlook, then Muir has to go into lane 3 here. And Hassan holds her off to take second place in the race, and Muir has to be content with a very slender margin between second and third. But it was quite a finish, and De Barber's gone. And just there, you can see Muir forced a little bit wide at the end. And we talk about the intimacy, how tight things can be on these indoor tracks.
I don't think so. I think that was a little bit more. She knew she was coming, and I think she moved up. She didn't want to get her past. So I don't know. That wasn't very nice sportsmanship on my half. But I mean, sometimes you've got to do what you've got to do to win the medal or stay in the position that you have.
You can see that quite often when coming from behind, that they're moving out. It's a bit of a tactic, and as long as you don't push anybody outside, it's still legal.
And Hassan's got those quite big elbows that she uses, you know, when she's going around. So I think she can kind of get away with it a little bit. You can never quite know whether she's doing it on purpose, given the elbow, or if it's her technique.
Well, Muir, the 24-year-old from Inverness in Scotland, she makes up for just missing out on a medal at London 2017. A lap of honour for her, and Hassan takes a silver medal, edging out Muir in a really good finish. Obiri, by the way, was fourth, and the fast-finishing American Shelby Houlihan, who was well down the field for most of the race, came through to take fifth place. We'll give you confirmation of those shortly. Got some medal ceremonies to come as well.
And I would just like to say it's amazing, actually, on the first night of the World Indoor Championships held in Birmingham, for a British athlete to kick off the medals with that amazing bronze medal.
Certainly what the home supporters in a British crowd would have wanted. But Genzebi De Barber, one of the faces of this championships, and she has delivered on this opening evening of these World Indoor Championships. Just having a word inside the stadium as well. And it's her gold again.
Yeah, it's really interesting, actually, because I've been seeing a little bit of her tweets. And
the results of the 3,000 metres final. Genzebi De Barber, gold again for the Ethiopian, ahead of Sifan Hassan of the Netherlands, who ran a season's best to edge out Great Britain's Laura Muir, who takes the bronze. Helen Obiri, world champion last year, edged out to fourth.